What's up, everybody, and welcome to a very special episode. This is JoeSolo EP07 of the Mighty Pen Podcast, and I'm your host, Joe Vallen. And we're going to be covering today my review of my experience in the apocalypse so far. I'm not going to judge the whole thing because it hasn't happened yet, but just the beginning of it so far, what my thoughts are, what I think could have been done a little bit better, as far as, apocalypse. I mean, we don't have any zombies to speak of, really. But there is, panic buying, and people are acting weird, and there's, quarantine things, and there's, government mandates going out that are, changing the way we act, and people are posting weird shit, And yet, not one zombie to spy. Not one to see. Not one to speak of. I'm fucking annoyed. I got a Kickstarter going on right now for Fibber, and it was going fine. We had launch day, and things were getting, a little weird out there. And we're like, fuck it, let's launch. Rob suggested we wait a week, not because of the outbreak, just for marketing reasons, really. I said, no, I don't think we need that. And we didn't. We launched, and our first day, I think we hit $1,000. And that's probably where we stayed. Last I checked, that's right where we were at, just under. So, I don't know what to do about the Kickstarter. I mean, 27 days left. We got $1,000 in the bank. We were going for $2,500 for the printing of the graphic novel, but we really wanted to hit more, of course. I don't know. I'm debating canceling it. So we'll see where we're at. Plus, I had 4 events set up that took time to set up that are probably going to be canceled now, which sucks. God, I don't want to go out either. So Lily and I have started our 5-day quarantine. She's out right now for her daily walk. This is our little habit we're going to get into. A little outdoors time where possible. But we're doing 5 days inside minimum. That's it. So we're just going to see what happens in 5 days. I think I'm going to let the Kickstarter ride. Right now it is March the 13th of 2020. It's weird. There's no toilet paper. Lily and I did start prepping leading up to this anyway. We were already on the path, so we have stuff, and we have food for a little while, and we have, we're good. We're good. We're staying in. We're going to behave, and we're going to see what happens, because if it gets to the point where, Lily and I don't have food, then that means it's really bad for most people, because we kind of saved up a little bit. So if we're at that stage, then so many people are in a worse stage, which means, at least by my logic, I mean, you shouldn't count on your government for anything, but that's when there would be some type of assistance given, I'm sure. The idea is just save up enough to where there's going to be this, you're going to outlast most people, you're going to be able to hang out, and just let everybody freak out there while you stay inside. Do I think we'll come out of this thing? For sure. For sure. But if I had to rate my apocalypse experience thus so far, let's see, what's happened to me? We have TPs in the house, but we woke up at 5 a.m. this morning just to see what we could gather. And we got paper towels and napkins and shit and some baby wipes and stuff. So we're in the ballpark in case we need it. And we got some last minute food, and spent a lot on food the last few days for sure. So a little bit stocked up there. And what else? I don't know. I plan on doing a Twitch show every day with Lily probably. Or maybe when she takes her walk, I'll hop on and say hi to everybody. This is just kind of a filler podcast to kind of, touch base with everybody. Shit. It's weird out there. Just to see what you're doing. As you can hear, I'm getting over my sickness that you guys heard last time. I'm feeling better. So that's good. So if I had it, I lived. How's that? I didn't get tested. I got sick. So, feeling a little bit better. And if you hear my voice a little bit raspy today, that's not exactly the sickness. I'm actually back on the chronic therapy. And I will tell you why. No, they're not sponsoring the show right now. Because it just didn't feel right having them sponsor me, and I wasn't even smoking anymore. So it was kind of weird on my break. Now I have become a customer yet again. And that was during this whole stock up craziness period. I'm like, I'm stopping my chronic therapy. If I'm going to be inside for a long time, I'm going to smoke shit. I mean, it's legal. We're in Colorado, by the way, so nobody get mad at me. Sponsors anyone else. But yeah, a totally healthy way to cope. For once in my life, somebody's telling me to stay inside and to sit on my ass and do nothing. And that's a totally new experience for me. I've been all go my whole life. I've always been working crazy jobs and running around and very active socially until my 30s, so I was always running around there. And now I'm being told by my government, I'm being told by everyone around me, stay inside and do nothing. Which, I mean, you'd have to assume this is a writer's like wet dream. Like, I don't know. Like, you're totally justified if you just wrote a whole book in this time. I probably could write a whole book if we're like inside for a couple months. If I was just at it every day, all day, that'd be awesome. That'd be like some soldierly shit to come out of like, okay, the outbreak is done. Everybody can come back out. And I'm like, yeah, and there's my next book. Bam. Bam, 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 bam. That's what I want. That would be really cool. I've been seeing a lot of my artist friends post, oh, you're asking me to stay inside and burn time, ha ha ha, or something. I don't know. I don't know what the meme is. But it's funny because they're like already shut-ins. So I think it'll be good for them. Get some work done. Actually, if you are an artist, that's my advice to you, is to get something done, or a writer. Get something knocked out. Because one thing that's happening is with like this fear response that we always have. And it's hard, like even I'm feeling it. Like it's just kind of weird, and how negative the news can be and all that. If you are a creator, one of the ways that you can actually kind of make that work to your advantage is by, if you do have to quarantine or you do have to lay low for a little while or ride something out, some sort of natural disaster, try to complete something. Make a project that size, or at least try to get something significant done on a bigger project, a notable chunk. I think if you can do that, the entertainment industry is not really taking as big of a hit. Especially if a lot of, and I'm not saying this is, but like, let's say something's manufactured by the news and we all freak out. And nobody works and nobody gets anything done. And a month passes and it was like a smoke screen. Everything's fine. Well, you lost a fucking month. That was a month you lost in production on things, Look at how I'm looking at like my Kickstarter. I'm thinking about canceling that. And, that mofo could hit $5,000. That mofo could hit 5, 7, possibly 10 grand. I could see going on the Fibber Kickstarter. I mean, shit, we hit like $1,000 the first day out of a 30-day Kickstarter. And then everything died because like the news got crazy and we were promoting still. Like Rob was vigilant in posting, as was I, as was Lily. But I think that we're all wondering if this is insensitive too. Like, should I not be promoting a Kickstarter if people are out there getting sick and worried? Or do I promote this Kickstarter because, things are getting bad out there. Entertainment is really important and a lot of people have to work from home, especially us creators. So there's no shame in us being like, hey, we entertain you during the good times. Can you support us? And we're going to try to entertain you during the bad times too. I guess is the message. I don't know how to word it. I want you guys to know, listening, if you're not a creator and you see people advertising their current work or they have a Kickstarter or something like that, and they're advertising it, just know that they're not trying to be insensitive. I mean, I'm in this position. At least in my heart anyway. I know a lot of us look at it like we're doing good. Like we're trying to make something good. Like everything's bad news. Like we get some good news, everything's serious. We get a comic. And it's just kind of like, it feels like a good counterbalance, kind of spiritually to the shit that's going on. I just don't know if people are picking up on that vibe. And then even if you look at it from a survival basis, like look at all these creators right now are going, oh shit, we're going to need to pay rent next month. You know what I mean? So Lily and I are having the discussions. We're figuring out finances. It's like, all right, well, fuck. This is crazy. This impacts a lot of my stuff. I had a lot of events and stuff planned like right now. And we worked on building up some of those relationships with local businesses. And I don't know. I had that reading coming up at the Flourish Art Gallery. I hope that still happens. I want to do that. Couple little cons we had to go to. Some book stuff, some signings, reading. God damn it. That's all money, guys. That's how I make money. So, William and I are taking a hit. That's all there is to it. So, and we're not the only ones. The whole country took a hit. So, I'm wondering what's going to happen with people's rents. Like, most people that rent are paycheck to paycheck, right? So, what's going to happen if they can't go to work for like a month or 2 months? You can't evict everyone. So, how's that going to happen? So, asking for a friend. But, a lot of logistical stuff, like how are they going to handle this? Am I confident in our government making these snappy decisions that are going to keep us safe and minimize the damage of this? No, I am not confident in that, or it would have happened already. I'm the opposite of confident in that. So enough on that subject. I don't want to get too political on yas, but no, I'm relying on myself mainly. And, we get up early now, so we're getting up at like 5 a.m. every morning. I kick Willie out of bed, and we get dressed, and we hop in the car, and we hit the usual spots. We hit the Walmart, we hit the King Stupids, and Willie's my getaway driver. Not that we're doing a crime, but I go in and see what's around, what's available to purchase. And if there's something that we can use, we get it. Excuse me. Spent way too much money lately too, so I'm guilty of that as well. And people get mad. Like this lady at King Stupid's kind of wigged out on me a little bit. I had the cart full of shit. First of all, I was like, yeah, I'm going to go blow like $50, just polish up some food, see what we got. And as I started looking down the aisles, first of all, I wasn't going to spend that much. Okay? Actually, before I tell this story, let's do creator shoutouts. Those are still important. So let's plug one in right here.
Smurf here from 5280 Geeks Weekend Geek Update, and you're listening to the mightiest pen of them all, Joe Vallen.
Okay. Let's put another one right here. So we're like doing some good in the world. We're promoting someone. So here's this next person's.
This is Matt Knowles
and Steph Cannon from In Symmetry Creations,
the creators of Heirs of Isildur, Tales from Nocturnia, and The Accursed, and you're listening to the Mighty Pen Podcast.
Okay. Sorry, now I can tell a story. So, I was in the Stupids. Willie's outside waiting. Car running. Full tank. Eyes peeled. Eggless, what do your egg eyes see? That's what I asked her. Anyway, no, I went into King Stupids and I planned on spending $50, right? That was it. Like, we have shit, we're fine. So I'm just gonna get some cans of beans here, some shit there, whatever. We've been doing that for a year now. Every time we shop, I always tell Lily to get extra rice, extra beans, extra something. You always get one thing extra, free something. So we're good. Anyway. But as I'm walking around King Stupids, people are like kind of doing that panicky stuff. Oh, shout out to Scott Mack. Thanks for sharing my Kickstarter. Okay, so I'm in King Stupids. I'm not going to spend too much money. And then people are like freaking out. There's like this couple, right? And they come together in front of me. And the woman goes, I got the thing. And he's like, oh, I didn't see the thing yet. She goes, you get that. I'll get this. And he's like, right. And they like break up. And like, she's like fucking mom speed walking kind of deal. And he's looking like, I don't know, concerned. I don't know, dad type. Like he's kind of running away. And that kind of spooked me. Like when I saw that, I'm like, I'm not so much worried about the virus. What I'm worried about is panic buying, craziness. People, I know how people get. They're the worst. Nobody knows how to handle it. And everybody secretly wants a crazy story out of this. So they're all like over dramatizing what's happening already. Nothing's happened yet. I will say this, the people that were like, meh, this ain't shit. I'm not going to do anything different are the ones right now that have no toilet paper. And that is kind of somewhat funny to me. The answer is you should have landed somewhere in the middle, probably. You should have been mildly prepping this whole year. Prepping this whole year. In case I want to get a better take of that. I just think that's part of being an adult. It's just, saving an extra gallon of water here and there, saving an extra, canister of oats. But people are just like freaking out in stupids. So I'm like, fine. This is yesterday. I'm like, fine, I will stock up too. If they're going to be panic buying, that means there will be shortages and I need to stock up. So even though I can kind of like overstand the situation, I wind up being part of the problem and overbuying my damn self. Just because it's like, well, fine. And we don't know how long quarantine could be for. It could be for like 4 to 8 days. We're doing 5 days voluntary just to do it. And then after that, we're going to start needing shit probably. We have enough for like a month, but, or better. I'd say better actually. But yeah. So we're going to have to emerge at some point and get some shit. So I'm assuming this is going to be fine. I'm assuming everybody's like dramatic nature is going to calm down because you're going to realize that the chaos you're creating is a lot worse than it would have been. So just calm down. Like really calm down. Not a big deal. Drive nicer. Chill out. It's not 28 days later. It's none of that. I load up my cart this morning. Sorry, tangent shit. I load up my cart. I got a ton of stuff. I spent like $300. And there's this older woman in this aisle, and I happened to be walking by the laundry soap. And we didn't need any. We just got this giant thing, and we had two other things. So we're fine. And I go buy this lady, and she like kind of stopped me, and like right in my face sort of yelled, "People need to stop hoarding."
People need to stop hoarding,
she said at my face. I'm kind of proud of myself too. Because I think of myself as somebody that will help people if needed. I could see that. But I'm also not moved to do shit unless I feel like doing something. Like, I don't know how to put that. Like, if it's not right, I may not. I'm not going to leave my post. My post is next to Lily. We make sure Lily's okay. She does no shopping without me now. She's the getaway driver. I'm the muscle. I go in and I get the TP. Because I figure if anybody's going to get weird, like the last thing I want is for her to come back to the car and be like, some guy pushed me, and me to go in there and just Jean-Claude Van damage his brain with
The reverse spinning cyclone kick.
Yeah. No. I don't know when was the last time I could do something like that. But anyway. No, I would be furious. I would go wreck some house. And then I got to spend Apocalypse in a little stupid jail cell for being bad. We don't have extra money for that stuff right now. So I got to be smart. Okay, I got to be smart. I got to like apples. I got to like those apples. I behave myself. But nobody fucks with me, really. I've seen... That old lady was it.
People gotta stop hoarding.
And I'm really proud of myself. Because I could go either way in any situation as far as this is concerned. I'm a very neutral alignment character. I think lawful neutral is probably my alignment if my life was a D&D adventure. So, an old woman in distress, I could be like, oh shit, drop everything and go help her. I've done that a million times. I like to help little old ladies walk across the street or walk up steps or whatever. They go so slow, it's fun to walk that slow, and it's kind of like a little mini date with like a lady, very, very gentlemanly. It's nice. It's a nice, polite, societal thing to do. I wouldn't do it now, because I don't want to get coughed on. But generally speaking, I like to help the little old ladies do their walking about. I think it's fun. But this lady that stopped me and like freaked out, I thought was out of order and stupid and annoying and part of the problem. So when she said people need to stop hoarding, I laughed in her face. I thought it was kind of funny. I mean, I laughed to kind of alleviate the situation. She was pissed, but I was legit amused. Because if things are going to start getting weird out there, this is how it begins? No way. I'm going to laugh. That's too silly. So I just kind of giggled, and it's just like, calm down, lady. I didn't even get laundry soap. What are you talking about? I'm getting food for, we have +1, too. So, and we have cat, and we have dragon. We have bearded dragon. So we gotta make sure everybody's fed. We gotta have cricket. We gotta have collard green. We gotta have cat grub. Gotta have her favorite kinds. We got more stocked up on cat food than anything, really. But anyway, that's where we're at. Apocalypse. What was I gonna call this? Apocalypse and Apocalanza? The Apocalanza? Or
The Joe-Apocalypse.
I'll gussy that up with some effects. Lily likes Apocalanza. So yeah, Apocalanza so far, everything's fine. How would I rate it? Aside from the lady going crazy, I'm going to rate it like a 2.5 out of 10, which is a bad rating. It's rotten. It's a rotten tomato, as far as I'm concerned. This apocalypse, anyway.
A.
I was promised zombies.
B.
I'm not running and gunning.
C.
We're not bugging out. We're bugging in. It's like, all my least favorite thing, I'm just kind of stuck padding around the house like an asshole. I know that's what I do for a living, but it's like, I like being stuck padding around the house by choice. I don't like it now that it's forced on me. I want to be an outdoorsman more. I want to go outside. So we may do some hiking and stuff like that too. Why not? So, on the subject of the Fibber
Kickstarter.
I know we've been rambling. And by we, I mean me. And I mean it's partially your fault. What do you guys think I should do? I mean, do you think I should cancel this bitch? I'm like a grand in. I was going for 2,500. It's not like a crazy number. I have 27 days. Should I let it ride out for a week and see what happens? Is it insensitive for me to post about it? Is it a good thing for me to post about it? Do people need comics right now? Is this important? If they're out of toilet paper, is there a potential that they will use my literary baby as TP for their bungholes? Whoopsie daisy! This is a very real possibility if we put it out now. If they're out of TP and they have a comic, I'd like to think nobody would be so callous. I don't know, guys. This is a weird time. Or should I push through? Should I finish this Kickstarter? Should we put some bread in Robert Powers' jar, who is also up in New York, who is, I don't know why I said also, but is in New York and is also on lockdown. That's what I meant. We gotta hook him up. Where are we? Let's do another creator shout out for you surviving this long during the rant. Joe-Apocalypse. Creator shout out right here.
Hello, this is Christy Shin, creator of Demon Bitch, and you are listening to the Mighty Pen Podcast.
And what the hell? Let's throw another one right. Chow.
Hey, this is Jeff Palumbo from SpinWizComics.com, and you're listening to the Mighty Pen Podcast.
Okay. Part of the other clickbaity element of this episode was I was going to give you the
Top 3 accessories for springtime end times.
Springtime end times. And they are as thus. I'm going to recommend firstly, gear-wise, that y'all pick up a Core, spelled with a Kore, Essentials gun belt. This is a nylon. My version I have is nylon. That nylon webbing, super strong material, and it's got like a ratcheting system. So when you put the belt on, you hear that? That's the belt tightening. And then you have a quick release thing down here. I know you guys can't see this. I am going to be doing gear reviews soon. But for the apocalypse, for the end times, this is the belt to have, man. You could throw anything on the side of this, any gear. And then for those of us that have a bunch of gear, we're probably going to be wearing a lot of shit on our belt if needed. So, really, really cool design. Super rigid. I've been wearing it for about a week now. Really like it. Shout out to Core Essentials with a K. Guys, go check them out. Best belts you can get for just rugged, keep their shape. Also gun belt, duty belt, all that crap. But either way, the belts are awesome. That is my first accessory for springtime end times. That's what I would recommend. And you're going to need a cutting device. You're going to want one that's staying this side of legal. That's going to hold up. Most of you are probably going to want a folding blade of some kind. I'm going to recommend one of my favorite carry knives of all time, the Spyderco Manix 2. And my version is the version in G10. It's a bit heavier with the steel liners. I got the blacked out blade. I've had this knife for I don't know how many years now. But it's made in Golden, Colorado. Part of why I bought it. And it's S30V steel. Really good steel. And those liners are kind of heavy, but after all these years, it's still perfectly centered. The action is sweet. It's got kind of like an axis lock that's nice. Your fingers are out of the way when it comes down. The pocket clip has aged really well. And the G10 is still really grippy and nice. This is a legal blade. This will get you through anything. It's easy to sharpen. It's about $150. I don't know if you're trying to save money. If you're trying to save money, look up the Kershaw Link. You can get those pretty cheap too, and that's a spring-assisted flipper. This has just got the spidey hole for opening. But, yeah, pretty sweet. This is the second accessory I recommend for
Springtime end times.
You're going to want the Core Essentials belt. You're going to want the Spyderco Manix 2 XL, also in black, getting all tactical today. And then third and finally, I'm going to recommend a Casio G-Shock Square watch. Even the basic model for $40, but I'm going to recommend you kick it up to at least $80 to the solar model that is hooked up to the atomic time clock, which means it auto updates the correct time. You'll never need to set it. It is a G-Shock, so you'll never break it. And the solar power in it is you get 10 months off of one charge. One charge is approximately 30 minutes in direct sunlight. So you can put it on your windowsill. You could just wear it on a hike. And you're good for 10 months. So quite potentially the last watch you will ever need in your life. It comes in a trillion different colors. They get expensive. So they'll start at like $80, $90 for the next like solar upgraded model. And then they'll go into like Bluetooth features and it'll get like steel bracelets. It gets kind of crazy. It gets to like 500. I've seen them a lot more too. But the basic model's $40. And that is not solar. But that's kind of how I got started in the G-Shock Square line. So those are the three things I'm going to recommend. The Core with a K Essentials belt. The Spyderco 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 Manix 2 is just been an outstanding knife. It's a perfect shape. Cops don't seem to mind that you have it on you. It's a good knife. Again, look up the laws in your area. Make sure you're following whatever you gotta follow there. If not, the Kershaw Link is actually a much smaller blade too. So, and then the G-Shock Square. So those are the three things I think will be, if you bought those three things right now, if you had money to spend, you were just kind of impulse shopping, and you had a CCW, you carried a gun, or just a bunch of stuff on your belt anyway. This isn't like a normal belt. It's like a weight, like load-bearing belt. It's crazy. If you got that, you picked up the watch. Now you never need to, worry about the time ever again. You have a decent cutting implement. And, as a bonus, for a light EDC pack, just to get you to and from the office, I would recommend the Maxpedition Pigby Falcon 2. I think that's what this is. I got it in a wolf gray. It's a super thick material. It holds my water bottles. It's a fairly smaller backpack-styled pack, but that is like a crazy good deal to get it for like $110. You can find it over at knifecenter.com. Anyway, so those are good like end-of-the-world gear items that I've recently just kind of thought about or picked up. The belt's new. The little Maxpedition pack is new. I like that one. That's going to be like my day hike pack too. So, I don't know. All the bug out bags are packed. We're all good on that. I'm just bumming about the events being down, guys, and everything else just being canceled is crazy talk. I don't know how people are going to be able to pay rent. Lily and I figure it out, but I know a lot of people that are going to be in worse shape than us, so, my heart goes out to you. It's a nutty fucking time, guys. I mean, how important is it to still... I say that maybe it may not be appropriate to advertise anymore during this, if it gets really bad or people are really that worried. That, and you don't want to annoy people anyway with it, right? So, let's say it's not that good to promote yourself now. Perhaps... And just perhaps, this is the best time for creators to put their heads down and make something awesome. Okay? So maybe we're all down for 2 months while they deal with this thing, right? At the end of 2 months, many of us writers can come out with a full novel. Do you realize that? Many artists can come out with 2 full issues in 2 months. I mean, you got to be busting ass, don't get me wrong. But it's like, what the fuck else are you going to do? If you have 12 hours downtime in a day and you're a creator, this may be the blessing you've been waiting for production-wise. Maybe you can't pay bills. Maybe you can't work. Maybe no money's coming in. Well, what's in your control? You're going to be awake. You're not going to be able to sleep during that, mostly. You're going to be too worried for sleep in many cases. I say you work that off. I mean, a lot of us, I can't even go to the fucking gym right now. That's got me in a fucking weird, agitated state. I like to lift weights. So I got some stuff around the house. I'm just going to pace around, flexing at Lily for the next 4 days. We all have to adapt, obviously. But I don't know. Maybe this is a time to get something important accomplished. Wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be cool if, even if the economy's down for a little while, or I don't know. I don't want to soft soap it. I don't know what's going to happen. What I'm saying is, let's say we bounce back pretty quickly. It'd be awesome to get something out of this time. Other than fear, other than panic buying TP, right? Other than old ladies grabbing your cart, yelling prophetic things that don't really apply to you. It's just kind of weird. So, but sound off in the comments. I want to hear. I want to know, what do you guys think? Put yourself in my shoes. Many of you are in my shoes. You're a creator. Many of you have Kickstarters out. I know a creator that just wrapped one up and is going to launch another one right now because she's like, I don't give a shit. And that may be the right way to go. Should I leave mine up? Should I take mine down? What should we do? Will it be easier to fund it down the road when everybody's relaxed? I think we could still get it done if I really bothered everybody. But that's the other thing too. I don't want to bother everybody. So maybe just leave everybody alone for now. Or is it a welcome distraction and I'm barking up the wrong tree and we should just sally forth with it? Let me know. Other than that, you guys heard the creator shout-outs earlier. If you were a creator and you want to do a shout-out, leave me a voicemail. I'll play it on the show. Find me at Joe Vallen Writer at Twitter and Instagram. I really, really want you guys to subscribe to the YouTube channel, which is where many of you are hearing this, but also a lot of you guys on Spotify, Podbeans, wherever else we are. Ride on over to the Mighty Pen Podcast on YouTube. Subscribe to that. I'm trying to grow that. If we all get separated, that'll be a good meeting spot. Meaning, if anything happens to Facebook or any of that craziness, you never know what to expect anymore. And how do indie creators compete with the crazy news every day? We don't. You can't. It's insane. So I hope everybody's okay. Also, sound off in the comments with what did you do to prepare? What do you have that's your prized possession right now? If you had to take one thing and run out of your house, what would it be? I'm curious. What is your guys' level of preparation listening to this? I know where we're at. We're okay. And the place looks good. Lily cleaned today. Looks awesome. So I'm actually oddly excited about bugging in. I'm worried that we're going to bug in now in the beginning where maybe we could have went out and worked a little or did something last minute. And then we're going to be on lockdown a little too long. That's what I'm worried about. So we'll see. So we're going to ride it out. I'm going to continue doing our Twitch shows, which you can find at twitch.tv/The Mighty Pen Podcast. Please go follow us over there and hang out. That's live. Instagram at Joe Vallen Writer, at Just Lily Aurora, at The Mighty Pen Podcast.
Kickstarter for Fibber. Let me know your thoughts on that. Should we keep pushing it?
Anyway, love you guys. I hope everybody's okay. Wash your butts, wash your hands, be nice to each other, calm down, stay calm. But I have a feeling, a very strong hunch, we're going to be A-okay. It's not going to last for very long. And if I'm wrong, then we're going to be very kind to each other and we're going to figure it out. I don't know what I'm saying, but I know I'm not going to be a dick about things to people. I'm going to be nice. I did laugh in the lady's face today, but nobody was in any real danger there. If she was in trouble, if she was in jeopardy, I would have helped her, for sure. I intend on being a good person in the end times. Lily said I have to be, too. That's the other part. So, I love writing comics. I love writing about these heroes that do things. But I feel why be inspired by such a person if you wouldn't take the opportunity if it came to you to be a hero, to be a strong leader type. So I figured, at least in my own little circle, I'll act like I know what I'm doing and we will keep things orderly and calm. And, we're going to exercise every day. We're going to hang out. We're going to cook well. We're going to chill. We're going to spend some time in the bunker, Willie and I and the family. Winter the cat. Pogo the dragon. We're going to have a good time. We shall see. But if anybody's having any abnormal hardships or anything like that, feel free to leave it in the comments too, guys. You guys know this show is just like a meeting post. I'm trying to get you all to post your social medias in the comments, promote yourself in the comments. Yes, the algorithm likes a lot of comments, so that does help me in a way. But that's not the point. The point was just like a meeting post where everybody can just put something up. Hey, I'm a colorist and I'm looking for work. Well, if I get enough industry people looking at that, they go, well, shit, we need a flatter for something. And you get a little job offer. Or, hey, I've been selling this book. And somebody's like, oh, I like that genre. And they pick it up because they were looking at an old video of mine. It's like an ad that never goes away. So promote yourself in the comments, please. But also, could be a call to action too. If you needed something was going on, you wanted to declare something, sound off. I want to hear your opinions on stuff. Let me know where you're at in your level of preparation and your thoughts on this whole thing. I mean, I don't think you're even supposed to put this up on YouTube. I'm not trying to, cause alarm. There's nothing alarmist in my message. It's quite the opposite, actually. Just go relax. We'll be okay. But more importantly, while you're down, create something. And that's what you can leave in the comments, especially is tell me what you're working on now. You may need that push. You may need somebody to root you on. All right, guys, be safe. I will be back at you on twitch.tv/the Mighty Pen Podcast like 3-4 times this week. Follow me on there. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Be nice to each other. Share the TP. And we'll catch you next time on the Mighty Pen Podcast.